Hey, friend. Welcome to the Grief to Great Day podcast. Do you feel like you're going crazy? Is the shower the only place for you to really cry? Are you surrounded by people, but you still feel all alone? Do you want to be the you were before your loved one died, but you have no idea how to get there? I'm Steph Cabanis, Southern by choice, wife, turtle triathlete, Jesus follower, and fellow traveler in the journey of grief. I too struggled to breathe, questioned God and my faith, and thought I would never be happy again. But God took my brokenness and He turned it into a breakthrough. So if you're ready to understand how to navigate grief, lean into your faith and take just one step towards healing, then bring your ugly cry, get into a comfortable place, even if that's your bed right now, and let the healing begin. Girl, there's hope for your future. Come on in the house and join me on that couch. I'm Steph, and this is Grief to Great Day. Thank you for being here. I know this is a podcast you did not want to have to search for, but I hope you always feel welcomed and heard through these episodes. Grief to Great Day is downloaded in over 100 different countries in almost all the continents. This should tell you that you're not alone as you walk out the hardest journey of your life. And it tells me that there's a need to talk about grief from a Christian perspective. If you're listening for the first time and you wonder who Monica is, well, she's the reason that Grief to Great Day exists. She died within 6 months of being diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, but her faith journey changed my life. It changed me. Her story could change you too. So if you want to learn more about dying to be healed, the book I wrote about her crazy faith and undeniable fortitude, go to my website, grief2greatday.com, and click on the book tab. In this podcast, we talk about understanding grief. Like, it's not just about being sad. We talk about how to get through the day when you got nothing left and how to grow your faith even if you don't want to talk to God right now. So if you're just starting your journey, please know that life will change. It won't always hurt like this. It's important for you to grab a hold of that. So I'll say it again. Your life will change and it won't always hurt like this. This is not to say that you'll stop missing your loved one, because you won't, but you will be able to breathe, to laugh, and to live again. Today is going to be a short but practical way to feel better. And who doesn't want to feel even a little bit better in grief? I'm going to talk a little bit more about the rise portion of pray, read, and rise. I've shared with you that the greatest actions you can take in grief are praying, no matter what that looks like, reading the Bible, no matter how little you're able to do, and rising. Pray, read, and rise. Now, rising means to get up out of that bed or get off the couch or get out of the house so that you can feel the sun on your face or run from rain, whatever the day holds, so you can breathe fresh air and just have a change in your environment. In the beginning of your walk, and honestly, the whole entire way through mine, I didn't care about my health. I didn't care about taking care of myself. And I did not want to be pushed to do any more than I was able to do. In hindsight, I wish I had taken care of my health even just a little bit. I look back and I realize something really would have been better than nothing. If you are where I was, then start ridiculously slow, but do start. In a few weeks, Zach Lloyd will be joining the podcast, and he'll talk about taking small steps to make great changes. That's not usually our mindset. It's all or nothing. But it really, in grief, is going to teach you the smaller, the better, because the small steps are the ones that you can take consistently. So if you're struggling to get out of the bed or off the couch or out of the house, you just take one step toward that. Get up, open the door, poke your head outside. That's it. Tomorrow, do the same thing. And then maybe just take one step outside. You can turn around and come back in. The rise portion is of great value to your journey, not only for your future, though, but for right now. See, exercise, it has been shown to be as effective as Prozac for depression. And exercise comes with only good side effects, such as better or deeper sleep. In grief, a lot of times your mind is spinning and you can't sleep. But exercise will help you to sleep. If nothing else, it'll wear you out a little bit, and that's a good thing. According to the American College of Sports Medicine, the National Institutes of Health, the Mayo Clinic, and more, exercise really is medicine for you. Now, in terms of depression, anxiety, and sleep, I'm going to read you something from Harvard Health. 1 in 10 adults in the U.S. struggles with depression, and antidepressant medications are a common way to treat the condition. Now, y'all, this is speaking about everyday life. So just imagine if you're struggling with depression already and now you're walking through grief. It's going to be worse. However, pills aren't the only solution. Research shows that exercise is also an effective treatment. For some people, it works as well as antidepressants, although exercise alone isn't always enough for someone with severe depression, says Dr. Michael Craig Miller, an assistant professor of psychiatry at Harvard Medical School. The exercise effect, now this is going to be a little bit in the weeds, but just hang in there. Exercising starts a biological cascade of events that results in many health benefits, such as protecting against heart disease and diabetes, which I know you probably don't care about right now, but improving sleep and lowering blood pressure. High intensity exercise releases the body's feel good chemicals called endorphins, resulting in that thing you've heard of, the runner's high that joggers report. But for most of us, the real value is in low intensity exercise sustained over time. That kind of activity spurs the release of proteins called neurotropic or growth factors, which cause nerve cells to grow and make new connections. The improvement in brain function makes you feel better. In people who are depressed, neuroscientists have noticed that the hippocampus in the brain, or the place that helps regulate mood, is smaller. Exercise supports nerve cell growth in that hippocampus and improves the nerve cell connections, which helps relieve depression, explains Dr. Miller. The challenge of getting started. Now, depression manifests physically by causing disturbed sleep, reduced energy, appetite changes, body aches, and increased pain perception, all of which can result in less motivation to exercise. It's a hard cycle to break, but Miller says getting up and moving just a little bit will help. Start with 5 minutes a day of walking or any activity you enjoy. Soon, 5 minutes of activity will become 10, and 10 will become 15. It's unclear how long you need to exercise or how intensely before these nerve cell improvements begin to alleviate depression symptoms, but you should begin to feel better a few weeks after you start exercising. Now, this is a long-term treatment, not a one-time fix, so pick something you can sustain over time. The key is to make it something you like and something that you'll want to keep doing. So, what I got from that is that physiologically, walking makes you feel better because of these neural connections. When you feel better, you'll do a little more, and a little more, and a little more. So your journey works this week is to think about the activities you enjoy doing. Now, I'm not talking about the high impact aerobics. If you grew up in the 80s like me, my mind always goes straight to that. I'm talking about walking to where you're able to hold a conversation, but maybe not able to sing. It's really an effective way to lose weight too, but we are more focused right now on depression and sleep. Anyway, choose one activity that you like to do and make a goal that you can easily obtain. Don't make the goal so big that you're not even going to start it. Make it ridiculously easy. I told my friend that what she needed to do, she has an exercise building in the backyard. And instead of saying, I'm going to go out there 5 days a week and I'm going to exercise because she hasn't in a while, what I want her to do is go to the building. Just go to the building, walk inside, walk out, shut the door, come back in the house. No joke. Just do that every day this week. So next week, she's sick by the way this week. So next week when she feels better and she goes to the building, maybe she'll exercise for a few minutes, maybe not. But as long as she keeps taking the trip to the building, the chances are good that she will do something. Now, if you like walking, how long have you walked in the past? If it was 30 to 60 minutes a day, do not expect that you're going to do 30 to 60 minutes today. Life was different before grief, and in the first year or two of grief, you need a whole lot more rest than you ever knew you needed. So if you did 15 minutes, just go out there for 5, go out there for 10. And then when you can do that, you go a little bit longer. And I'm going to challenge you today to do something. Don't be me. Don't say, yeah, I know I need to. Yeah, I know it'll make me feel better. I'll start tomorrow. And you earnestly, in your mind, you do want to start tomorrow. Just don't even think about it. Start today. Go for a 5-minute walk. I've told people a lot of times just to walk around the house. If you can do that, that's a great start. Celebrate that. Because, see, I look back at my journey and I know a lot about health. I have degrees in it. But all my head knowledge didn't push me to act in grief. So I'm pushing you to act here because I promise it will be helpful to you. Time spent on the couch watching TV to not have to think about things, for me, turned into watching TV and eating junk. That turned into going to bed later and sleeping in later. That led to me continuing that cycle on many of the days that I wasn't working. Now, if I had taken just, I don't know, a half an hour of that time to walk, I would have come back feeling just a little more empowered or in control of my life, and maybe I wouldn't have gained 60 pounds in the first year after Monica died. Y'all, grief is a whole body experience, and many days there's nothing you can do about the waves of emotions that are going to hit you from nowhere. But if there's a practical action that you can take that will affect your emotions through physical health, why not do it? Why not at least try it? The word of the week is Proverbs 17:22. A joyful heart is good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones. For all things Grief to Great Day, visit my website, grief2greatday.com, and check out all the resources there. Also, there are the links for the podcast episodes and the link to join the Facebook group. Remember to check out Coffee and Kathy, a weekly quiet time with God, to build trust on Thursdays on this podcast. And if you don't have a church home, just visit my church, opendoorchurch.com. Links are also in the show notes. You're not alone here. This is not your forever, and God still has plans for you. Keep coming back to the house. Let's take a walk around the block and keep taking action toward healing. Thank you for being here today, for showing up. If this podcast has given you hope, encouragement, or helped you in any way, share it with a friend, either in a text or on your social platforms. Also, please subscribe, rate, and leave a written review on iTunes. It's a huge blessing for me to know that you're out there. Lastly, and this is important, you are not alone. Connect with me on the Grief to Great Day website, the link is below, and sign up for our free newsletters. I want to be able to pray for you by name. Remember, grief isn't something you're going to get over, but a great day is something you can get to.